Hello and welcome to Wake Up Barstool. James Franklin, official to Virginia Tech. What will Lane Kiffin do? Plus, the Cowboys take care of business on Monday Night Football. We once again engage in supreme debate. And Big Cat joins the show in hour 2. Wake Up Barstool starts now. Hello, world. What's going on? Welcome in to this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Barstool. Team up, baby. Stephen, Cheah, Eddie, and Nikki here on the show. Today, we'll have Carson sitting in the producer chair in a little bit. Get your butt over there, dude. The guy that I make fun of all the time. He's basically my Toby to my Michael Scott. I hate him. He annoys me terribly, but he works hard enough where, I guess his mother deserves to see him on television. I love
Toby. Favorite character.
Really?
Toby's your favorite character?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I swear.
That's a bit. You're doing a bit here.
Everybody's favorite character should be Creed.
Well, I think by the time I watched it, Creed had already been too popular.
Yeah.
So the hype was unachievable for Creed for me.
I walked in on one of our coworkers pooping in the New York office.
Creed did?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Nate.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome story.
But yeah, given that Big Cat works 24/7, 365, he's going to come in hour number 2 today. We still got a lot to get to here in hour 1. Cheah, what's up, dude? Welcome to the chair. How's it feel?
Thank you. It feels leathery, nice and tanned, comfortable. We got a nice.
You can only describe
he just
very moment.
That was very
Leathery and tan, I guess.
It's very Brick Tamlin of you. Are you just looking around the room and
I'm a literal guy.
Speaking of being literal and naming things, everybody should go check out the Anus stream. That's a new Untold Story.
Acronym.
A great show here at Barstool where we are attempting to name 100,000 things. Shout out Gab, she's on it right now. Here it is, real quick.
Say hi to her.
She can't hear us, obviously, but if you want to go watch the stream and watch somebody just type things. What number are we at out of the 80,000 right now, Nick?
Well, so we started at 2 yesterday, 2
Okay.
on the dot, and we are 27% of the way through.
So my question is, who's regretting their life choices more today? Is it the Anus boys?
Are we allowed to say this on television?
Yeah, you can say Anus. It's a new Untold Story. It's an acronym for the show.
All caps, all caps.
Yeah.
Or Pete Carroll?
Ooh.
That's a great question, Eddie.
Should have just stayed home, Pete.
And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into last night's game then. The Cowboys dominate the Raiders. It's so wild to think about the rhythm or the journey that an NFL season could take. Remember week 1? Raiders beat the Patriots. Yeah. Drake May still sucks. Patriots are still dead. Oh man, the Raiders so competent under Pete Carroll. Since that moment, they have now lost 4 in a row. They've lost 8 of their last 9. They're an abject disaster. The Patriots are maybe the best team in the NFL, and the Cowboys continue the Raiders' depression last night as Dak Prescott throws for 4 touchdowns. Looks really solid. Cowboys win on primetime football. Dak breaks a little primetime winless streak he has going. He was 0-3-1 until last night. Maybe here's a question that I'll start with you, Cheah. Is this outcome relevant to anything?
I would say the draft order for next year.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, this was not a very entertaining game. The fact that the Raiders ran the ball, I think it was 6 or 8 times total non-quarterback runs, was horrible. This was a game in the first half, and I think it was Troy Aikman said Dallas was going in there trying to make the lead 11. They're like, if they score here, this is over. And this is a color commentator of the game that he's calling, just being like, they're not going to be able to score more than 11 points the rest of the game was a tough scene. It was a tough watch last night.
Do they regret taking a running back so early?
You have to.
It felt like it made so much sense.
But
where
that's
it's
a team that's ready to win that takes a running back.
Yes. I just, but you're just thinking Pete Carroll, Marshawn Lynch. Okay, he's going to get his beast mode, and then everything will work from there. But yes, your point stands, right? Who have we seen take running backs in the first round recently? The Lions, when they took Jahmyr Gibbs, and they're already very good. Obviously, that's worked out perfectly. Who else?
A bad team that's taken a running back early, you'd think the Rams taking Todd Gurley. And that ended up working aside from his health issues.
Right.
Got them to a Super Bowl.
Right. McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Zeke were all top 10 picks.
But then you have Najee Harris. I mean,
yeah.
The Raiders weren't a team that should be taking a running back.
Yeah, I guess, the point stands. It's like Bijan Robinson goes to the Falcons suck, the Falcons still suck, but Bijan Robinson will likely end up like Saquon Barkley, whereas a team that is close ends up picking him up. He ends up being incredible and ends up being the final piece to someone's puzzle. So I guess it remains to be seen if the same thing happens with Genty. The Raiders, not the story here. I guess the Cowboys kind of are keeping it somewhat alive. Their playoff hopes very slim.
Like that. Like I know the Raiders are garbage farts, but like that's like this is the Cowboys' offense that I'll never be able to quit them as a team.
Right.
Like,
right.
That's what keeps me coming back. Like you watch them from the Monday night game the week before, 2 weeks ago, because they had a bye last week. Awful, just dead in the water, and then they come back and do this. I'm like, I can't quit the Cowboys. I can't.
Yeah, and the Pickens-Lamb combination remains very strong. Pickens going off last night, Lamb finding his way to the end zone as well. Again, though, the playoff picture, as you see right here on the graphic, it's very top-heavy in the NFC. This doesn't feel like a year where a middling team with like the Cowboys can sneak in just because they have an offense that gives them a puncher's chance week in and week out.
Feels good to see the Panthers there. Feels weird.
Feels great. Feels like I have $150,000.
Yeah.
Shout out our guy, Carolina Mike. Although we'll get into it a bit later in the program, but looking at the Panthers schedule, it's been fun. It's been a fun run. I don't know that they'll be too relevant here in another month, but maybe they'll prove me wrong.
This coming Monday night is Panthers 49ers, the Christian McCaffrey Bowl. That all of a sudden is like kind of a meaningful game.
Well, it's massive because, yes, if they can beat one of the better teams on their schedule, they would have the potential to maybe control their own destiny in the division. They get the Bucs 2 out of the final 3 weeks, Cheah. I know you're probably already zeroed in on that.
This year's already a win for them. I'll say it.
Yeah.
This is fine. They can coast.
And also because, like, even though I don't know, okay, well, here's a Panthers question since we're here, and then we'll go to college. But can you trust Bryce Young?
I mean, what do you throw for, like
450 basically.
432 this week, something crazy. He's been terrible all year, for the most part, been really bad. But last year he did this too, where he got benched for a week, and then the second half of the season he just turned it on and became like a totally different guy. Is this happening again? Is he just like Mr. November and December? It remains to be seen, but he's showing you something at least. He's
been going a bit back and forth, I feel like, this year, but maybe we'd have to look that up. All right, let's go to the college ranks, though, because some massive news. Silly season's in effect. The coaching carousel is absolutely insane, but the first major domino fell. There was a lot of talk with James Franklin last week that Virginia Tech wanted him. They were kind of giving him a deadline. Some whispers that he was waiting on Florida State. Well, it is official. Virginia Tech hires James Franklin. You see it there, an excellent overall record as a head coach, 128-60. He won at Vanderbilt. He won at Penn State, even if not quite to the level that Penn State fans were hoping for. Yes, this year fell apart, but what do y'all think? Is this a win for Virginia Tech here?
I think it's a home run, right? How can
it's a giant win.
Yeah, how can you say it's not a home run? I mean, that conference is in disarray right now.
Yeah.
Like there's never been
That's true.
A better time for someone like James Franklin to come in and absolutely dominate the ACC. So I think it's a home run for Virginia Tech. I don't see really any flaws in hiring James Franklin right now. What do you think?
No, I think, I would agree. I think the fact that he won at Vanderbilt in the manner that he did, and even in a pre-NIL age, right, when pre-transfer portal where it was harder to put together a roster than just having charisma and some resources, I think it speaks his ability to do so. I think there have been some whispers from inside the program, which makes sense given how things split, that a lot of people kind of calling him a fraud coach. But this is his chance to prove them wrong. And ultimately, I guess it doesn't even come into play because to your point, Eddie, like the resume here is a home run for Virginia Tech. Like they're coming off of firing one of Franklin's former coordinators. Like that's the level of coach that they were hiring in the last cycle. Now they go and get a guy who's won 10 games consistently and has a better overall resume than anybody that they could have hoped for.
And out of the Big Ten or the SEC, where there's not what's his big game to lose here?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the ACC is wide open. It's. I mean, go look at the standings right now. It's a conference where, like, Miami is the highest ranked in the college football playoff, and yet I believe now they're 6th in the ACC standings. Like, yes, the path to the top, there's as little resistance in that conference as anywhere in the entire country.
You said there's been whispers inside the Penn State program. Whispers inside the Penn State program have never resulted in anything good. I would say that if I'm a Virginia Tech fan, I am fired up because you have a coach who is going to be on a revenge tour, and he's basically coaching for free. Like, he had a $49 million buyout. He took a $9 million settlement to go get another job. This guy loves ball, is going to go scorched earth on people that doubted him. So I'd be super excited.
I do think that's a good sign because you could have just sat home and done nothing and got paid handsomely.
Yeah.
So the fact that he wants to go out there competing so soon, like, what did he get? What, did he have a month off?
Yeah, and he was pretty emphatic when he went on game day a couple months back, maybe a month and a half ago, where he basically said that he was like, I ain't tired, like, like the goal remains the goal. I'm diving right back in.
Yeah, I know he's not starting right away, but granted, or unless if he is, I didn't see that, but. Regardless, he's going to be working. He's going to be getting after it. Like, recruiting never stops.
From what I've read too, this is actually really good for Penn State as well. I think that buyout goes down to like $9 million now.
Oh, chunk
versus the 40 plus that they were going to pay. Somebody hire Brian Kelly.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach. He just the expectations got the best of him.
Yeah, familiarity breeds contempt.
So Virginia Tech, obviously, I think made the right choice. Did James Franklin make the right choice?
I think so because, and look, Virginia Tech loves football. Blacksburg is crazy about football. That is a program that has a rich tradition. That is a program that's in a talented area that you can recruit to. Again, the ACC factor is huge. Those fans deserve a winner. And yes, and the expectation will not outsize, at least I don't think, will not outpace maybe what James Franklin has proven to be able to do. Like, if he was doing what he did at Penn State there, they'll love him for a very long time before they get sick of that.
Well, you brought that up, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but does this fill you with hope that someone will pick up Brian Kelly and this will...
I don't know,
nightmare will be over?
I don't know. I feel like Franklin and Kelly's reputations at this point are kind of in different spots. I think there's the idea that, and maybe I'm just too close to the Kelly situation, that maybe he's kind of checked out. Maybe he doesn't want to work as hard. Maybe he does want to take a year off, right? Maybe he wants to put the screws to LSU and get that full $53 million buyout.
But it is a similar situation. It's just the expectations of LSU didn't work out. Brian Kelly's a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, look, he is, yes, his resume, right? He's the winningest active coach in all of college football. There's going to be a million job openings. I mean, to your point, if he doesn't end up somewhere, it's likely because he chose not to, or he didn't think that whatever offers came across his table were up to his billing. Now, the main candidate in all of this remains Lane Kiffin. Rumors flying everywhere. Allegedly, and I would say these are strong allegations, his family was in Gainesville on Sunday, Baton Rouge yesterday. Rumors are flying all over the place. Lane's coming to Baton Rouge. He's going to he's going to bring Coach O on as recruiting coordinator. Again, allegedly, this is his jet and his family getting off said jet. I have also seen allegations of DMs and whatnot sent with him seating. I'm going here. I'm going here. I am kind of with Brandon Walker here, where I think Lane is setting this up for a hero's return to Oxford. I don't trust anything that's going on here.
Well, I don't get why he would leave. Right? I understand, like, big program, you want to be at one of those marquee programs, but still, what is Mississippi not offering him that the grass would be greener?
Yeah, he's got all the money, all the support. They're better than the other teams that he's potentially talking about leaving for right now. It is a bit of the, I think I overuse this metaphor, but it is a bit of the Family Guy logic, where a boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
That's
like,
right.
if he already has the boat, like, why would he? Why would he choose to go see what's inside the mystery box? But it is Lane Kiffin, and that's kind of the what do you call it? The wild card in all of this is he has like some real Joker energy, like Heath Ledger. Some people just want to watch the world burn. It's about sending a message, Joker energy. So, like, if this was any other coach, yesterday's news cycle would have convinced me that he was going to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I guess this is where you learn if like a man could grow, right? Like I think old Lane like makes this decision without thinking twice.
He's going to the Giants.
I do think it is an eternal truth right now that any college coach that gets an NFL offer would leave.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, y'all don't think?
I think being a college coach would be the worst job you could have.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, the money's good, but you don't have any time to enjoy the money. You have to recruit year round. You have to politic year round. If you don't, people are chasing down your golf receipts if you don't win enough games and seeing how much time you're not spending working.
You're trying to manage millionaire popular teens in college. Nightmare.
You think that's the worst part of the job? I think that
Yes.
would be the worst part. Would just be sitting there with a kid who's thinking about transfer because he's not happy, thinking about transfer because he's not happy with his play time or something like that.
Right. NFL is just like, this is your job, this is my job.
Yes.
Well, and even though, look, I think that things have been shifted. If you're talking about player versus employer balance, things have been way too heavy in the employer's hands for way too long, and so I don't mind players having the latitude they do now. But could you imagine being a coach and the transfer portal opens every single semester? I mean, the ability to try to retain a roster, it is unending. So yeah, it's like Steve Sarkisian's agent a few weeks ago coming out and being like, "Look, Sark's open to any NFL jobs." It's like, okay, yes, I too am open to any better job that will pay me more, just in case anybody is thinking
brave
about
of you to
doing
say.
something. Yeah, thank you. So I don't know. I just Lane he's playing his hand, in my opinion, a little too heavy here, a little too much misdirection. Ole Miss has now given him an ultimatum. He has to decide by the Egg Bowl. And that is maybe the other conversation here, guys, is how would you feel if you were Ole Miss? Because right now people are starting to get pretty pissed off.
That's such a vulnerable position. That's just like, imagine this in just like a relationship. Be like, hey, just let me know if you want to break up with me in the next like 3 weeks or not. Like,
Now I'm going to fly out to another dude's place, check it out, see what he's offering, how big of a package they're offering.
I don't understand the ultimatum though. Like, how could they? Like, he could just tell them one thing and then leave it anyways, right? It's like a fake ultimatum.
Yeah, I guess because they're not
have
going to
no
like sign
power.
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Non-football wise, what is the most desirable city of the three? I'm assuming you've been to all three.
I don't know. No, I actually have. I mean, I've played in everyone. Yeah. I've visited Oxford a couple times, like during recruiting stuff. But I don't know that I'm educated enough to speak. So I personally love Baton Rouge, but
Sure.
I wouldn't, say that it's exactly a tourist hotspot unless you're going to like an LSU game.
Is Gainesville?
I don't know much about Gainesville. I think of a lot of concrete when I think about Gainesville.
Yeah, I've been to Gainesville. It's not, the campus is great. Outside of that, I didn't think it was
No
particularly
income
great.
tax?
Yeah, that's nice.
That's great. And I don't know much about Oxford.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean,
They seem like pretty parallel cities, too. Like,
I was going to say it
don't
might be
know.
kind of a wash.
These are all lateral moves. He's going to the Giants.
Getting him back with Jackson Dart and Scadaboo, which Cam Scadaboo remains his like post injury off the field shenanigans that he's having. Nobody's living a better life right now than Cam Scadaboo. So what will Lane do? Only time will tell. Again, I think he's going to stay in Oxford. Get the camera on Carson. Look, guys, on the way out here. That's Carson. That's who I yell at every day. What a freaking nerd, dude. Oh, my God. Get the camera off him. He's making me angry. All right, more Wake Up Barstool when we get back here on FS1. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Let's dive in to some NFL topics. Carson, stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. You know what? You're making me so angry, I might have to spit on you.
Oh.
Yeah. Hawk Tua is what Jamar Chase did to Jalen Ramsey this Sunday, even though he's claiming he didn't. One of the wildest, no, I didn't, when there's just very clear video evidence.
Some
that
of
he
the
did.
finest tech the world has ever made, capturing every moment.
And you can clearly see it. He says he plans. So, okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Jamar Chase has been suspended by the NFL for one game for this spitting incident. Of course, who did the Bengals play next? The New England Patriots, as if the rest of their schedule wasn't easy enough. But yeah, Jamar Chase saying he's going to appeal. No, even like I have bad eyes and I can even see this on our feedback screen right here. Maybe he tries to argue that he was just talking. What was your view on the Jamar Chase spitting incident? Is a 1-game suspicion warranted?
I mean, you have to do it. It's the end of the game. Like, this happened earlier in the year with Jalen Carter, and he was kicked out of that game. A game that didn't start. That was the opening kickoff, basically. So the suspension was definitely going to happen. Is this a thing where he's going to like learn this great lesson and never do it again? I would like to see some more outrageous punishments levied for this. What if Jalen Ramsey got to pants him or maybe fart in his face? I think that would be a more fun,
just give him
fun way
eye?
to fun. Would you not tune in for a live stream of Jalen Ramsey farting in Jamar Chase's face on Monday?
I mean, admittedly, it does sound like some content we would do. It sounds. I mean, I think you have yak brain.
Yeah, but I think
that seems like a punishment.
Hammurabi's code, my brother.
We don't want to see one of the best receivers in football miss a week of football in a game that could be
Don't
like
spit
pretty
on
good.
somebody then.
Being
spit on.
funner ways
Oh, I
to do
like
it.
this. I thought you were saying in addition to, you're saying we don't want to miss him playing football.
Yeah.
So we just need to eye for an eye him, like line him up, let everybody
Let's-
spit on him, and then he
let's
gets
do-
to play.
let's-
Am I
let the game
crazy that
police
I'd
itself.
rather have a little pee on me than spit? I think spit's more gross than pee.
It depends. If it's just landing on my shoulder pad, I wouldn't really care.
Okay.
When are you getting peed on? I got peed on in the shower quite a bit in high school, and I found it
Yeah?
wasn't that bad in the shower.
The equivalent, the same amount of pee as spit.
It's a tiny amount of pee, to be fair. It gets an easier consistency to wipe off, but maybe more degrading in some ways.
How much green in the loogie?
That's what it comes down to, Ed.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, the mucus.
Yep.
How yellow is the pee?
And the hydration. It's mucus versus hydration, really.
It to be fair, it was a very white spit. The spittle was from Jamar Chase, but it was also substantial. You know, it wasn't tiny. It was a rather large glob, as you can see on the replay. Yeah, you gotta suspend him though. You can't spit on somebody. Like we were talking about it yesterday, but I was a dirty player. I used to love to get cheap shots in, all that kind of stuff. I don't know of anybody spitting on anybody else.
Really?
Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare. I mean, the only guy I remember growing up was Bill Romanowski back in the day.
Can I bring up an example from the NHL? Back in, gotta talk hockey, back in 2018, Brad Marchand licked another player,
Hell yeah.
did not receive a suspension.
Licking is passionate. Where on the person?
On the face. So hockey players wear of a glass visor.
You don't need
I
to
wouldn't say
break it down
glass.
that far for me.
Well, he
No, I
licked
do
under
wanna-
the
I
visor.
actually- I want to know. So he was talking crap, and then he was just like, ah.
Yeah.
Basically. So Brad Marchand, they were in each other's faces, barking at each other, and he licked them. The NHL did not suspend Brad Marchand. They did say if it happened again, there would be supplemental discipline, but they did not suspend him.
Okay.
So do you think the NHL should the NFL allow the game to police itself a bit?
No, I don't know why. I'm kind of more offended by spitting than licking. I can't exactly explain it.
Spitting's aggressive.
Yeah, licking's kind of just more of a wild card.
You're a
move
weird, and that's
of a
just as
sort.
gross it is for the licker than the licky.
There's more curiosity with licking.
There is definitely less
Yeah.
aggression, more curiosity.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just trying to paralyze him.
But like that guy's getting sweat and man skin in his mouth.
That was a Pokemon joke.
What was it?
Maybe he was trying to paralyze him.
Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah, of
lick.
course. Yeah.
Good call.
We
Good
were
call.
talking about Lavender Town
Yeah,
earlier
that's right.
today in the Pokemon Tower.
Are you a big Pokemon guy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Eddie, if anything
big?
is nerdy, you could generally pencil me in as a big that guy.
I would love to see you guys.
How do you have the time to consume college football and all the nerd stuff?
Unfortunately, since the move, this has kind of been, and the third child, this has kind of been the least nerdy consumption that I've had. But I did, I've had 34 years in the game pre-third child to really establish this base. Though, as I was telling you earlier today, I have a WoW classic addiction that is just floating in the back of my brain that is just hankering for me to roll another character. We'll see.
Who's your left tackle?
From
Pokemon left tackle?
Snorlax.
Makuhita.
Who's Maku? I only know original.
He's like a big sumo
150.
guy.
Okay, hell yeah. So, again, I've talked about this plenty, but E Honda from Street Fighter would be the ultimate offensive lineman. He's got incredible footwork and quickness. His hand speed is unmatched. His base, his ability to move, he's unreal. All right, other NFL stories. Shedeur Sanders got some action on Sunday. Dylan Gabriel going out with a concussion. And to say he looked unprepared is maybe underselling it. Is it clear that Shedeur Sanders is not ready to be an NFL quarterback?
I mean, he got in kind of a tough spot with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, this game was not a wildly competitive game. It was a one-score game late, but this was an ugly football game. Shedeur Sanders did not look great. I don't think anyone expected him to come in and save the day for a Browns team that didn't really look good most of the day. But yeah, I would say it wasn't a very good pro regular season debut for Shedeur.
I mean, yeah, it's clear. It's his first time with the ones. He probably wasn't even on the game plan. Like, of course.
So
it's clear, right? And for that game, yes, of course.
Yeah, and it's like this is a really small sample size to making sweeping proclamations with.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Like all time, we don't know, but right now, yes.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Right? I don't know what he will be. He's obviously not ready now. This is where though I feel like kind of your reputation can precede you a bit. Because you think about what you heard, and I've always been a big fan of Shedeur as like a player, and it seems like his college teammates loved him, and a leader, and he works hard. But during all those pre-draft interviews where he kind of came in thinking he was maybe a bit above it, not answering the questions and whatnot on the board, like maybe he should, not doing the best board work. I can't help but like my instincts are, there's the old cliche about backup quarterbacks, prepare as if you're the starter. Mm-hmm. I can't help but wonder if Shedeur didn't put that work in. Like, I get it. It's unrealistic to prepare as if you're the starter, but I wonder if he was just kind of thinking that, I'll be okay, and then all of a sudden it comes to pass, and here's a suddenly resurgent Ravens defense that is now very good.
Yeah.
Awful at the beginning of the year, very good again now, about giving up 15 points a game here for the past month and a half, and they just ate him alive.
Yeah, it was an ugly showing, but I mean, is he going to get the chance to bounce back? We'll see. It's very early in the week. We'll see what Dylan Gabriel's status is. But I'm looking forward to at least seeing everyone in Cleveland is raw and kind of unknown. Let's uncover the Shedeur card and see if he can actually play. I would like to see a sample size more than a half.
It's also very funny that they had 1 million quarterbacks and now they have one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's true.
It was like not that long ago before we're like, what are they going to do with Pickett? What are they going to do with Flacco?
Right.
There's never been a more cursed environment to play quarterback than is Cleveland. It is the elephant graveyard of quarterback play. All right, guys, how about this? There's 3 teams right now that we have highlighted as teams that we declared dead in the water that are kind of frisky and fun. And let's ask the question, do we need to start paying attention to the Texans, Dolphins, and Panthers? Cheah, I'll start with you. What about... is there anybody in this grouping that you believe in?
I think the Texans could make a little bit of noise. I don't think that division is going to be up for grabs. I think the Colts have a pretty good stranglehold over it with the Jags kind of breathing down their neck a little bit. The Texans are a pretty distant third. But I think they could make a little bit of noise down the stretch. The Panthers are also a little bit interesting, but yeah, their schedule gets a lot tougher. The Dolphins, no. They beat the Jaden Daniels Commanders by 3 points in overtime.
Yeah, but they smoked the Bills the week before. I think the Dolphins have a lot more steam behind them right now than you're leading on. I just think
they're running the football well.
I think they're unfortunately kind of out of time. Like they just dropped too many games early in the season.
Yeah.
But I really like the way the Dolphins are playing right now.
Isn't that the worst place to be though? Because now you know you're and I mean even look at their schedule. I think their next 2 games are Saints-Jets. So like they have a great opportunity to maybe push this thing to even like 6 and 7.
I think you know who they are.
Yeah.
Stop paying attention. If I see these teams on my TV, in 3 seconds you're doom of me loading up Netflix because I do not care, and there is no reason to care.
And it's,
time is valuable. We only have limited time. Don't waste it on the Dolphins. Please.
Yeah, just like thinking about
Cheah, you're getting older, man.
The Miami
Don't waste
Dolphins.
it on the Dolphins.
I did not watch the Spain game this week.
I would be so mad at you if you did. You have 2 beautiful children.
yeah, here we go.
So again, Saints, Jets, pretty friendly. Steelers, Bengals, not unfriendly. Bucs. But here's the deal, man. We can't let 2 weeks make us forget everything else. Or I guess 3 of 4.
But look at that. They lost to the Pats by 6. That Bills game, they were in it on Thursday night, the first Bills game. Other two, they lost by 3 to Carolina, and then they lost to 2 by versus Chargers.
I'll just say this for the Dolphins. One exciting thing they do have is Devon Achane, who is currently right now, I think he's third in the league in rushing. He's second in yards per carry at 5.5. He's fifth in total yards. He's going off, but no, I don't believe in the Dolphins. The only team that I believe in here is the Texans.
Why?
The Dolphins could run the table.
No,
come on, Ed.
No.
Dolphins could run the table.
Now, the Texans' schedule with the 2 Colts games appears to be pretty brutal right now, but it's because they don't trust the Jags. Oh. There's not a least trustworthy team than the Jags. Like, they had no business beating the Jags. They outscored them 26-0 in the fourth.
I might have to. This isn't too tough either.
Versus Bills, at Colts, at Chiefs. That is as hard of a 3-game stretch as you're going to see.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, especially with that is fair. I mean,
I think they win one of those.
The NFL-ness of it all, yeah, maybe they win one. I guess, too, I kind of still believe in C.J. Stroud even when he gets back, even though he's still like it's kind of proven to be a middling quarterback for a pretty large sample size. But they have the pedigree, like the Texans do. Like, at least the playoff pedigree, right?
They have a good pass rush. Like, their defense is coming on.
Defense is great. Their defense has been objectively great all season.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't know. Netflix.
Schedule? And then the Panthers, dude, the Panthers are super fun. Love the Panthers, but their schedule is going to absolutely bury them here at the end. They have at San Francisco, home against the Rams, Saints or whatever, but then they got Bucs, Seahawks at Bucs. Like,
it's tough.
They've been fun. That should finish their season off right there.
They can run the football, though. That's their core tenet is they can run the football, and then if Bryce Young does anything close to what he did this past week against Atlanta, where he's thrown for 400-plus yards, like, they have a shot. Like, I'm definitely not ruling them out at San Francisco this week. The next week they got the Rams, which is certainly hard, and then bye week Saints. They can make it interesting with 3 weeks to go.
If they do tread water in those next 3 weeks, then all of a sudden they could have a situation, depending on what the Bucs end up doing, they could have a situation where they could maybe control their own destiny for the division.
That's true. Absolutely.
We look at the Dolphins schedule one more time.
Show the Dolphins schedule again. Back to Miami.
Please. I just want to walk through it with you guys.
Eddie McDaniel.
Okay. So the Patriots, they might not have anything to play for at the end there.
Okay, fair.
You're telling me it's a non-zero chance that they can't run the table?
Yes, because it's the Dolphins.
Do you want to wager right now?
I do not trust them whatsoever.
I wouldn't say I want to wager.
Okay, look, if the Dolphins don't run the table, you have to do what the Anus boys are doing, and you have to get a tattoo of whatever word they have to.
No. No.
Just be a goatee guy for like 3 months.
So you have the Dolphins finishing at 10-7, despite starting 1-6.
I'm just saying their path is better than the others, obviously.
I'd say those next
I think
4
I could
games
agree
are
with that.
must-win games. With those last 2 at the back end, these next 4 are
Who told Carson he could talk?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
He's gone rogue.
Carson, you have been completely empowered by sitting in the production chair right now. All right. Okay, Carson, tease the next segment. We're going to talk about NFL division leaders, or who we think's going to win the division.
Guys, coming up after this commercial, the division race. Who's going to end up on top? We'll see you in the next segment.
Okay, yeah, Carson, nice job.
Let's lock it in.
No.
Nope.
Keep it locked.
Keep it locked.
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here at FS1. Hope you're having a great day. Team up Cheah, Eddie, Nikki, and Carson. Hanging out with you today. Let's talk some NFL, guys. Okay, so we're a little over halfway through the season. Playoff pictures starting to take shape. Playoff picture graphics are all over the place, and division races are starting to take shape. So we're going to go through each division and try to assign a winner. As you'll see, some races feel like they are already done. Some feel wide open. Let's start in the NFC, and let's start, Cheah, with the NFC South.
This one's done. We don't even have to discuss this. The Bucs cakewalk division, 4 seed at minimum, maybe the 3 seed.
It is interesting that I kind of agree with you, despite the fact that the Panthers are only a half game back. I feel like you are trying to be Buck fan facetious and act like, and we're supposed to like push back, but I don't know. Does anybody actually believe the Panthers are going to outpace the Bucs here?
Unless something catastrophic happens.
I mean, they play them twice.
I will,
Knock on metal.
I will say we do this show together on Tuesdays. By next Tuesday, there is a chance, a legitimate chance, the Panthers could be leading the division. The Panthers are playing the Niners on Monday night. The Bucs are playing the Rams on Sunday night. So we could see the Bucs fall to 6-5. The Panthers move to 7-5. There is a chance.
At what point do you panic?
If they drop the first game in Week 16 to Carolina, I would panic. If things are going great for the Panthers and bad for the Bucs. So the Bucs' schedule after this Rams game is very easy.
Okay, so South again. That feels like Bucs. NFC East. I don't think there's anything to say here. Cheah, what was the number you just gave us if you were to bet the Eagles to win the NFC East right now?
If you're to bet $1,000 for the Eagles to win the NFC East, you would net gain profit $5.
Okay, great.
So I guess do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Who says no to $5?
it's $5. Yeah, exactly. That's how the big money gamblers do it. All right, now let's get into the ones that are up in the air, and we start with the NFC North, where Eddie, how about it? Your Chicago Bears, sole possession of first place in the North. Surely they're going to hold on to that. That's real.
You're a prophet, Ed.
I mean, I feel like it's a fever dream seeing them alone on the top there. Yeah, the Bears. Taking the Bears, of course. How can I not?
Is this real?
We're battling, and we're alive, and we're
Off
there.
camera, you are promising me that they make it to the NFC Championship.
No. Listen, they do control their own destiny. They play the Packers twice. They play the Lions one more time.
They have momentum going in their favor.
They have momentum. It can be theirs.
Yeah, when they start 0-2,
Started 0-2.
now 7-1
since then.
dude.
Exactly.
How about this? The Bears right now have a negative point differential.
Yep.
They lead the North. The Packers have about they're plus 44 point differential, and the Lions are at nearly plus 70.
Yeah, schedule's a bear, too. Like I said, no pun intended. They have the Packers twice. They got the Lions once. They play the 49ers. And they also play the Eagles. So they play a lot of teams in that position. And the Steelers,
There we
yes.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
So it's kind of really it's 4 teams fighting for 3 spots at the Lions, Packers, Bears, and Niners. So
The Lions still the betting favorite. Cheah, what does the data say? Who do you trust here?
I kind of like the Packers.
Yeah.
And they haven't really looked good the past few weeks. We'll see what Josh Jacobs' injury status is. The Lions, there's just something about the Lions. On Sunday, they looked horrendous. Outside in cold weather, which is what it is everywhere outside Detroit or outside any indoor stadium, I'm sure they're going to have to play a few of those. They do not look good. So at home, they're totally different.
I think that's more the Eagles' defense being incredible.
And
I mean, they looked really bad in Green Bay earlier this year when they faced a tough team that can punch them in the mouth. They do not do well when they're not in the friendly confines of Ford Field.
I don't trust Packers without Tucker Kraft. I'm going Lions here. We'll have more NFC North talk coming up. We talk Bears when Big Cat gets here. NFC West, the best division, maybe in football, definitely NFC. I mean, look at that. The Rams 8-2, Seahawks 7-3, Niners 7-4. Who wins this?
I think I'm going Seahawks. I know the Rams just beat the Seahawks. Darnold threw 4 interceptions, but if you remember early on, I said Rams-Ravens Super Bowl. The Rams might be showing their age eventually when it's a long season.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford right now looks like the MVP, but you don't know when it's somebody this age playing, especially at quarterback. I'm going to go Seahawks here. Let's have fun.
I'm interested. I'm kind of with you, Nikki. I mean, right now this Rams team is a Stafford injury away from, it feels like, disaster.
Nosedive.
We know the Niners are kind of injury proof, and they'll get better as they get healthier. And if you look at it, Seahawks game, yes, Darnold threw the 4 picks, and the Rams have his number, but didn't they outgained him like 400 to like 200 basically. Like the fact that the Seahawks were 5 to 10 yards away from a realistic game-winning field goal within the context of that game would speak to them maybe able to catch LA here.
Don't sleep on them. Don't count them out just yet. They have the
Niners?
best. They have the best division record. Yeah, the 49ers. I believe they're 4-1 in the division. So they're a game and a half back of the Rams. They're a team that's, I would say, not out of the race yet. And Brock Purdy just came back.
And he looked really good.
Yeah.
He looks solid. All right, to the AFC we go, and let's start with the AFC East. As we are all employed by Dave Portnoy, is anybody willing to say anybody but the Patriots?
I would not count out Buffalo yet. I know that they're a game and a half back. They still play one more time this year. I know the Patriots have a very easy schedule. The Bills, as a guy who watched the Bills very closely this past weekend, are a very good football team.
Eddie likes the Dolphins to win that division. And the AFC South, no, this is locked up. The Colts are a real team. Nobody else in that division is real or trustworthy. I will be cheering for Jacksonville because if they get to 9 wins, Stephen Cheah has to basically be a Jaguar all of Super Bowl week, correct?
Yes. That's
kind of a
not gonna
lock,
be
no?
enjoyable. They still have to play the Titans twice.
You're
So,
cooked.
yeah, we're in a lot of trouble.
Get this man a litter box. All right, so Colts in the South, Patriots in the East, although obviously Bills.
I will say, Colts get a huge test this week. They're playing the Chiefs. That should be a great game. Chiefs coming off a loss. If they win that game, you have your sights set on potential #1 seed.
Yeah. In the AFC West, look, the Chargers continue to impress me, kind of winning despite injuries and whatnot. I think it's a big culture win for Harbaugh, but they're too flawed. The Broncos are going to win the West.
The Chargers have the worst offensive line I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So bad, dude.
I feel so bad for Justin. Oh, no, I don't. No,
I know the Chargers just got smoked production, but what I'm saying is they're still sitting there at 7-4 when they've been playing, to Nikki's point, like backup, like their offensive line's the worst graded in the entire league. The fact that they even have a winning record is a testament to finding ways to win where there shouldn't be anything to find.
Is there a world where the Chiefs don't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 5-5. They play the Colts this week.
There's a world, but this ain't it. They're going to get in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Chiefs.
They're the Chiefs, man.
First time since 2015 that the Chiefs are 500 or worse, 10 games into the season. It's the first time in Mahomes' era they've trailed the division by 4 games. It's the first time in the Mahomes' era they've suffered multiple losing streaks in the same season. And last year they were 12-0 in one-score games. They're 0-5 this season. So the math gods seem to be coming for the Kansas City Chiefs at this moment. They're going to have to retool. And then finally, AFC North. Steelers, right?
No, I'm born, raised Steeler country. I come from a long line of Steelers fans. So the Ravens will win this division.
Yeah. Again, there's never been a more dead division leader than the Steelers. Lamar's back. The Ravens won 3 in a row. The defense is awesome. Again, Ravens going to win the North.
Probably.
Okay. Okay.
Bold claim, Stephen.
Well, hear me out. If the Bengals can beat the Patriots this week, and then Joe Burrow is on the horizon for a comeback, are they dead in the water? I don't. I think the Steelers might be dead, especially if Aaron Rodgers is out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's explore the Chiefs conversation a little bit more on the other side of this break. We also got. I want to have a Miami Notre Dame conversation a bit later as well. So don't go anywhere. This is Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Go grab you a coffee. Look at that beautiful Chicago skyline, guys. We got more coming up next here on Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Hour number 2. Hope you're all having an excellent Tuesday morning. Our morning just got a little better. We got Big Cat back in the seat now. Cheah back behind the desk. And thank God Carson no longer able to talk on air. Dan, what's up, man? How we feeling this morning?
Who brought donuts today? I already ate 2.
Spunky Dunkers.
Yeah, that was a problem.
But they don't do the typical names of donuts.
No,
Yeah.
bro, this is shocking. I first time I went there, tried to order a chocolate donut, and they looked at me like I was crazy. You mean a chocolate iced ring?
Yeah.
And then this morning I tried to order glazed, and he did the same thing, and he was like, "Do you mean a honey dipped?" Mm-hmm. But help me out here. I just assumed, because it's the only place I've been is by my house, I assumed this is a Midwest thing.
Oh, no. That's
Is that just a Spunky Dunker thing?
yeah, that's just
that's just like a crazy, like Starbucks, I'm saying small, medium, large.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like role models, Venti.
Yeah.
20.
Great donuts. Didn't need it though.
Good donuts, though,
Great
right?
donuts.
Yeah.
But that's my problem is anything that's in front of my face. And Tuesday is like a day where you really can't be eating donuts.
No,
That's
it's too
not
early
a
in the
donut
week.
day.
That's depression, brother.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
enough hay in the barn to
Right,
to
right.
eat donuts on a Tuesday.
But they were good, so I can't be that upset.
Even though it's, sometimes you try to do something thoughtful and then it ends up being the complete opposite. my whole idea was, I'm going to bring him into the boys who've been in the studio overnight. And then as I'm driving in, I see a clip from earlier in the Anus stream where they mentioned that Nikki is gluten intolerant.
Don't say this in front of Big Cat. He thinks I'm weak.
So I had no idea. So it's like, here, let me bring you these things that show that I actively don't know anything about you as I'm trying to be kind.
Ooh, I would love to battle with like whoever Big Gluten is. I'm sure there's a lobbyist out there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a real thing.
It's an autoimmune disease. Are you anti all
I'm saying it on
disease?
TV. I do not respect people who are gluten-free. There we go. I'm going to get us in trouble.
Tommy Smokes got in trouble for that one.
What he did? He did?
Yeah.
Really?
What happened?
You remember that?
Not quite.
He was doing like his TikTok thing with Hannah Cook, and then the gluten-free people came after him.
Oh, they
Good.
came after him. Okay.
They're shooters, man.
Hey, listen, I can say whatever I want about gluten allergies because one of my very close friends is also a gluten allergist.
Friendship revoked.
And you could tell by the way I said that sentence, I was trying to use a different word that I'm not allowed to use on this show.
So
We have our own ribbon.
Yeah.
So
you may not believe in gluten intolerance, but do you believe in the
I
Chicago
knew you
Bears?
didn't do that. Have they been messing with
Hey,
you?
this-
No,
Chicago
not yet. They
Bears.
waited.
They
What? No,
waited.
look, we
They
talked
waited.
NFC North. I mean, look, the Bears 7-3, sole possession North. We're 10 games in, boys. We're beyond thinking about playoffs. You at least have to admit that. We are thinking
No,
about
Ben
playoffs.
Johnson said they're not thinking about playoffs. They're in the third quarter of the season. Here's what it is. I've crunched all the numbers. I've looked at all the data. This season for the Bears comes down to 4 games. It is the 2 games against the Packers, the game against the San Francisco 49ers, and the game against the Lions. If you want to go even one step further, it really comes down to the game against the San Francisco 49ers. Because the NFC West and the NFC North both have 3 teams that are good.
Fair.
And which one is going to get the extra team? It's going to be one of those 2 divisions is going to get 3. One of them is going to get 2 teams.
So I was breaking it down with Ed over breakfast, and Ed was just like, I don't see a way where the Bears don't make it in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have shoved that gluten filled.
Yeah, but this is it.
I thought he said division. He just said playoffs?
He said playoffs.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The Niners have a soft schedule coming up, but yeah, it's going to be essentially in that 4-game stretch of Packers twice, 49ers and Lions. You cannot go 1-3. You could maybe survive 2-2, but a 3-1 is kind of, if you can go 3-1, you're pretty much guaranteed to get into the playoffs.
How about this? What's y'all's reaction to the growth shown? Like I love sometimes sports provides you these very clear, distinct boxes through which to view things. And from an outsider here, what they did week 1 against the Vikings, how they lost that game, to now a lot of the rhythm being the same, 2.5 months later, and yet you find a way to win that, like that has to be very encouraging to you.
Although we almost lost it pretty much in the exact same way as week 1.
But you did it though, right?
We didn't.
But you did it ultimately.
We didn't, yeah. And I mean, Caleb Williams, Stephen Cheah's out on him, which basically everything that's been going good has been his proclamation he's out on him because the guy doesn't know football. Caleb Williams has shown at this point in year 2, he does have an elite skill, and it's being able to get away from pressure and not be sacked. And that has been the biggest difference in his progression since last year, where last year, how many sacks did he take? He took like 60
A million.
sacks.
Yeah, it was
a
a million
million
sacks.
sacks. This year, Brian Flores blitzed him on 78% of his dropbacks, and the guy was getting out of everything. So, yeah, it's fun to watch. They're a very fun team. I still think we're realistic in the fact that, look, you got a negative point differential. Your defense is still very, very suspect, and if they can't take the ball away, they're vulnerable against better teams. But it's a fun season, and 7-3 has been an incredible start to Ben Johnson's era in Chicago. And now we get to a point where Eddie and I talk about this all the time. We judge the season kind of like when do you pull the plug on the season? And a lot of times we're pulling the plug on the season before Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Now the Bears have meaningful football down the stretch that we're going to get to watch.
Yeah, listen, if you would have said that we'd be in this position after that Lions 50 burger in week 2, I would have thought.
Which
you
I
were
kind of
crazy.
did, but no.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I did.
Yeah, but to this
gateway.
degree, you laid out the gateway.
Yeah, I
To
did.
think
No,
that
but
it
I
would
said
be
it. I
filled.
said it. But yeah, go
But
ahead.
it is honestly crazy. I thought they were dead in the water. The sky couldn't have been falling harder at that point.
You were surrounded by pipes in the basement.
The
Yeah, it was
boiler.
horrible.
I will never forget the boiler room, dude.
It was horrible.
From the outhouse to the penthouse. And there's 2 main reasons that the Bears are able to do it. And I want to get Cheah to talk on Caleb Williams in a minute. But
No,
right
he's
now,
an idiot.
Right now, it's turnovers and it's winning one-score games. And that's a credit to Dennis Allen. Defensively right now, the Bears lead the NFL at plus 16, taking away 22 times, only giving away 6 this year.
Which is not sustainable, and we know that. You can't sustain that type of turnover, you're going to regress to the mean at some point.
Yes, the analytics guys
Right.
will call it turnover luck.
Yeah, right, but they are. Dennis Allen's doing a very good job, and we have Jalen Johnson, who we thought we'd never see again this year, who's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Kyler Gordon potentially coming back. You've added C.J. Gardner-Johnson, so now you might have
CD
some
Deuce.
depth at the cornerback position. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun down the stretch. What's he laughing at?
Carson, what are you
He's
laughing
giggling
at?
hard in
What are
there.
you
What are you
giggling
laughing
so
at?
hard at over
We're in the
there?
middle of doing a show.
What are you giggling so hard? God, Carson, that's why you make me so angry.
What happened? What's so funny?
Morash joined the.
Are you?
Oh, he's not even watching.
He's watching
another
show.
The most disrespectful thing possible. Might as well just fall asleep in front of our face. All right, next topic. Way to go, dude.
Look how ready he is.
I mean, he's laughing about watching another show while we're talking. That's
It
crazy.
couldn't be a more boring
That's
thing.
crazy.
Carson maybe can give Lucas a run for his money.
Oh my
That's nuts. Wow.
The Bears, okay, so turnovers one thing. Also, the Bears, they're winning one-score games, man. 3-0 in games decided by 2 points or less, 5-1 and 5 points or less.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a culture thing, I would say. Now, Cheah, tell us, why does Caleb Williams still suck?
I mean, I'm not going to crush him on the completion percentage because he has gotten a lot of drop passes the few weeks. He's been sub 60% the past 3 weeks, but again, we're not going to crush him on that. What I have liked from Caleb Williams the past 4 weeks is he's had a run of 14 yards or more each week. He's running it about 6 times a game, which is good.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
I'm still out on Caleb Williams
So why?
because he bails on the pocket all the time. And
No, he doesn't. You're just wrong. You
to
don't know what you're looking at when you watch the tape.
Just say your heels are dug in.
Yeah, just say that you made the call, and
Say
that's
that.
you can't change the call.
Stay strong.
The facts are they've played bad teams, and you know they played bad. And
Who
that's
cares?
not his fault. You play who's on your schedule. We'll see what he's made of the next few weeks when they do have a much
Hey, you know
harder
what,
schedule.
Steven? The Bucs stink, and they lose to every good team they play.
That's true right now.
Okay. No. You just said right now. You can't do the same thing. You just said right now. You didn't say yes.
Because we're not.
You're
healthy right
out on Caleb Williams, but then you give the Bucs a right now.
now.
That's hypocritical. Is that not?
The Bucs are not healthy right now.
But you
Not
just,
healthy.
No. You
Not
just
healthy.
excuse me. You just did with Caleb Williams. You basically were like, I'm out on him. I'm done with him. And then with the Bucs, you said right now. That's totally different.
Revisit the original take. I said if Caleb Williams can stay in the pocket and consistently make throws from the pocket on time, I think he can be good. But I haven't seen him do that yet.
He
So,
has
yes,
done that. You haven't been watching the games.
It is
Or
kind
fifth
of
it drops.
It is kind of
And he
fast.
has been making great throws from the pocket. We have a
Colts-
left tackle who has not. It's his first time starting at left tackle, and it hasn't been pretty. He's getting blitzed constantly.
Cheah, he's a top what quarterback in the league?
Oh, this is gonna make me mad.
No, just don't
Yeah.
listen.
This is gonna make me.
I
just want consistency.
I think he's somewhere in the 15 to 20 range. Is that
High
fair?
praise.
If he didn't paint his fingernails, would you?
I don't care about that.
Yes, you do. You do. See, people make up their mind about Caleb and then they just stick with it. They don't want to get off the take. He's played good this year, and if you can't see that, I assume you're just watching the box scores, not the game.
He has been playing better the past few weeks. Let's see how
How
he does
careful
it.
he is.
How he does it against better competition.
Sunday
I gotta be careful
was-
because I'm getting nitpicked for everywhere. I told you if he stays in the pocket and is consistent with completions, then yes.
Sunday
I think that he
was
can
kind
be
of
good.
an interesting watch the game versus box score game because if you just look at the stats, both JJ and Caleb both finished 16 of 32, right? So it's kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, 2 million. But I would agree that, yeah, Caleb's play was significantly better than was McCarthy's, even though the completion percentage is the same. All right, so
By the way, JJ McCarthy, he was bad, and I know people are going to say it's not fair because it's his sixth start or whatever it may be in the NFL. I do think that you get judged differently when you get placed on a 14-win team
Yes.
with Kevin O'Connell as your coach. The Vikings were a playoff team last year. They were a very good team last year. And he has one of the best, if not best, wide receivers that he's throwing to, and it hasn't looked good.
This is what I don't understand is like he looks so unready to be an NFL quarterback, so inaccurate. What did the Vikings see? What did a very good offensive mind like Kevin O'Connell see to make them go all in on him?
Right.
Like I'm not saying that his story's written. I'm not saying this is who he's going to be. Like he's absolutely still has runway and opportunity to get better, to improve. But damn, they really overcommitted to this time to this guy at a time when they have a really good roster.
Yeah.
And like those windows, to your point, those windows are so tiny. And did you bury a window because you had to honor your draft pick instead of going to get one of these vets or re-signing Sam Darnold? It's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. They could be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, one bad decision, one wrong decision can take down everything.
Yeah.
And then what about so the NFC North as a whole? It feels like, okay, the Bears are 7-3, it's unsustainable. Maybe the Packers or Lions going to win it. But you look at the Packers, post-Tucker Kraft, they kind of leave a lot to be desired right now. Now, Jordan Love's been very good, but I'm not sure that I believe in them. We don't know the health that Josh Jacobs is. The Lions haven't won 2 games in a row in forever. Like, I still assume the Lions are going to be great when it matters, but they can't seem to find that consistency. Why not the Bears in the North?
Yeah, I listen.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say they can't win the North. I hope they do. It's just when you're a negative point differential and you've played, like Steven's using it as like you guys have not played anyone. We know we haven't played anyone. I was more being antagonistic towards him because I think he's a hypocrite with all his takes, and he completely changes the rules based on whether it's a Bucs take or rest of the NFL take. I don't change the rules, T-Bob. I do think the Bears have not played enough good teams for us to say, hey, we're going to win the NFC North. But the Packers, their defense is elite. Their offense, before Tucker Kraft, had some question marks.
Yeah.
The Lions, their offensive line can't get the push that they were able to get when they were winning all these games the last couple of years, and their defense is banged up. So, yeah.
but I think that's the biggest issue is we saw what the Lions have already done to us, and we know what the Packers have done to us in the past.
Right.
So it's like we want to see that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like there's like the Bears can't beat the Packers twice.
Yeah, just not.
You'd need a top 14 quarterback.
Yeah, we would, and we don't have that. We have a 15-20 quarterback, according to Stephen Cheah.
Is that off base?
This year,
Yeah.
I would say he's played bebetter than 15.
Let's think about it. Let's think about it in a debate. Let's do a little.
Keys are clicking.
Go for it.
Let's do a little supreme. The smirk was the key there. Let's do a little supreme debate when we get back, where we have the conversations nobody else is willing to. Oh, look at that beautiful PMT studio right there. This is Wake Up Barstool and FS1, guys. Steven. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We do it every single Tuesday, guys. We have the conversations that no other sports morning show is willing to have. So let's once again engage in some supreme debate. And this week, let's have Nikki lead us off.
So we were watching the Monday night game last night, and you brought it up already. The game didn't matter, right? It didn't matter at all.
No. Yeah.
What could make it matter? I think this is a kind of a boring time of the year when like kind of the divisions are mostly decided for the most part. So I think that teams should have to win 4 games for a first round pick. There's a 4-game threshold
Okay, dude.
in order to get a first round pick.
I like
Every
this.
game matters.
Wait, is this actually genius? This is
It's entertainment first.
Yeah.
You've cracked the code here, Nick, on how do we emulate something like relegation without putting franchise at risks of getting demoted, which the owners have never agreed to. This is kind of awesome.
I like this.
I don't see a downside.
I've also always thought that we should, in the week between the Pro Bowl week, in between Conference Championship and Super Bowl, we should play the worst 2 teams should play for the #1 overall pick.
I love it, but
you have to win the game to get the pick.
What about
This
teams
is
who
great.
What about teams who are genuinely not capable?
You should be.
They find a way.
Yeah, you got to find a way. Like watching
this
the Raiders right
incentivizes,
now,
'cause
I would
right
be
now-
glued to every Raiders game.
Like,
Yeah.
how many weeks would it take for the Titans to get 4 wins?
So, but here's
50?
the problem is right now, though, to Nikki's point, right now, though, once it gets so bad, they're incentivized to throw their hands up and say, whatever. We're done. Let's get the first pick. Like, we didn't want to tank, but here we are. Now we're tanking. That you could, if you had to win 4 games, you'd be incentivized to still keep trying.
I think it keeps it entertaining and competitive longer.
Yeah, that game last night, I was just feeling bad for Max Crosby the entire time. He is so good.
Dude.
And even like at the beginning of the game, he's like, maybe I'll just win this game by myself. And then you can't.
He's tried.
Yeah, he tried very hard.
Nick, genius, as always.
Thanks.
Big Cat, what do you got?
I didn't do one.
Okay, Eddie, what do you got?
I'm going to get one, though, in my head. Oh, no, I do have one. I think you should have to serve jail time for getting something egregiously wrong on Twitter. I think we need to start doing that. Because now this is like I'm saying.
Brandon Walker serving life.
Exactly. That's why I came up with this take. Because last night, this guy, and I love Brandon Walker. I love him. His inability to just say I was wrong about James Franklin was shocking. Like, just have a little humility, guy. Like, I went all last week saying that the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos. I said the Broncos could potentially be frauds. What happened? The Broncos win. The first thing I did was say, hand up, I'm wrong. Like, Bo Nix just makes big plays. Their defense is elite. Yeah. I am wrong about the Broncos. Have a little humility. He could not say the simple fact that whatever his sourcing was or whatever his thoughts were, he was dead wrong about James Franklin, and he should go to jail.
Saying you're wrong about a take is the easy way out, the correct way out.
Yeah.
And it takes no mental stamina. You just
and shows that you're a human being.
But at what point are you wrong so many times where it's just like, I don't...
Well, yeah, he does get wrong a lot. But yeah, I think it's crazy to like... the two people I do not like online are the people who are scared to take takes and then people who just refuse to admit.
This might neuter takes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brandon's kind of isn't he kind of in that school of like your cowherds and whatnot, where like they can't back down.
I guess
it's almost like they have to champion that banner.
He was arguing with people in his mentions.
What was his Franklin take?
He just said there's no way he's going to Virginia Tech. Oh. And then he went to Virginia Tech.
And then what was
it's his cut and dry. Like, I don't even know. He was just arguing semantics with people. It's like, be like, yeah, I got that one wrong.
But cold takes are glorified. There's the Freezing Cold Takes account, which probably has 1 million followers.
Well, then Brandon got Freezing Cold Take again last night.
Did. But is there a correct take good job account? No.
Well, no, because the problem is, and it's kind of one of my least favorite parts of this business is because, like, especially that personality types, everybody champions those and highlights those. It's like everybody showing off their gambling tickets when they win. But then they're not tweeting out the losses. Like, it's the same deal.
I got another hot take. This one is going to be really hot. This one's going to piss some people off. But James Franklin taking that job and not just sitting around and taking $50 million from Penn State, I think if you are someone who's out there being like, why is James Franklin not sitting on his butt and collecting this money? Why is he getting back to work? I think you're a loser.
So here is...
I think you have no motivation in life. I think you're a loser.
So this is what's interesting, Dan.
That's so much money.
You work 24/7.
I understand,
right?
but and listen, people will like. I have the money to. I could go sit on my couch right now.
Yes.
But I love doing this job, and I love working with my coworkers. Why? Like, if James Franklin, money is not. It's actually. When people look at James Franklin and they say, oh, how is he not sitting on his butt? He's actually saying money is not everything to me.
Yeah.
Like coaching, competitiveness, trying to climb the ladder of like the ACC and the college football landscape. These are the things that matters. Getting, young men into becoming, good citizens, getting drafted in the NFL. These are the things that matter to him. I think it's admirable.
It is
I think the people who are judging that are the losers in society.
It's also the great irony of this is like the only way that you get the opportunity to get a buyout like that is likely if you're obsessed and have that insane work ethic.
Yeah.
But do you think Brian Kelly will follow suit?
No, he might be a loser.
He loves to golf.
Like, he's helping out the school that fired him by getting a job.
Yep. Penn State's buyouts down to $9 million now, or that's what it's
Let me ask you a question though, Nick. If you got bought off, if you had a buyout for $20 million tomorrow, you wouldn't still work in some capacity?
I'd be bored.
I think you would work. You love being creative and doing a lot of the things that we do day to day. You might do a little less.
Sure.
Like that might be the fact, but I think James Franklin realizes, hey, look, how old is James Franklin?
He's young. He's 50, so I think
Okay.
still. He's
You're gonna
young,
retire at
relatively
50?
young.
Like, there's no way he wants to retire at 50. He already had life-changing money before the buyout happened.
And retiring as a loser.
Right. He's gonna retire as a loser. But I just think I was seeing a lot of people being like, why would he go back and work? I think those people are the people that will never get to that level of success.
No, it's a good call.
It's a hot take. I know that people are gonna get mad about this.
No, I think it makes sense.
It's just that the people that money isn't everything.
But can you argue though that he could sit out a year, like really, really rehone his craft, and then come back after a year?
I think he wants to probably just get right back.
He wants
at
to
it.
get back right back
That's
at
not
it,
a bad
yeah.
job for him too, because he recruits well in that area.
Like imagine the ideas a fresh brain Nicky can come up with for a year, and then like really
Or
unload.
he
I
might
mean,
lose
also-
it, though. He might lose it.
Also, Franklin, because of his work ethic and everything, again, like you said, he has the financial security where money is. I think a lot of people are probably approaching it from like looking at their like financial standpoint and what it would be like to suddenly have $50 million. And that's kind of like mind blowing.
Yeah, of course, it would be mind blowing, but I don't know. I think James Franklin is not the loser here. I think he's actually a competitive guy.
It is admirable that he's diving right back in and getting
Yeah.
back to the grind.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, guys. Cheah, here we go, baby. Let's go. Sean Tucker, Tampa Bay Buccaneer. We are
Did you get the
pleased.
list?
We are pleased
Oh,
to
yeah,
have
you
Sean
want
Tucker
the
on here, and we got our Caleb Williams quarterback list
I have
coming
a
up.
list.
Rico Bosco joining the show to do some college talk as well. Don't go anywhere. More Wake Up Barstool. What's happening, guys? I don't know if anybody's noticed this morning, but apparently some massive cloud computing companies having problems. So, the internet's kind of broken right now. We appear to be having some issues getting Sean Tucker on. So, as we wait on Sean, Stephen Cheah, you claim Caleb Williams is a 15 to 20 ranked NFL quarterback. Dan, you looked at the numbers and crunched them.
This
You think
year.
It's crazy.
This year.
So in
Stephen
fairness,
Cheah, give me your list.
So in fairness, just so everyone knows, we eliminate Joe Burrow because he hasn't.
That's not in fairness. That's this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
There's no in fairness. It's this year.
well, just so everyone's clear.
The
on
debate
clear
is
on the
this
rules.
year.
clear on the
right
rules.
now.
Clear
right
on the
now.
rules.
I like
clear on the
clearing
rules.
it out that this is fair.
Right now.
Obviously, Joe Burrow's a better quarterback this year.
Right now. We're asking right now.
Drake May,
Okay.
Josh Allen,
Okay.
Lamar Jackson,
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes,
Okay.
Jalen Hurts,
Okay.
Jordan Love,
Okay. Okay.
Jared Goff,
Okay.
Baker Mayfield,
Okay.
Matthew Stafford,
All right.
Sam Darnold.
All right. You're a 10.
Yep. Jaden Daniels.
No, he's not playing. He can't stay on the field.
No, yeah, not
That's
this,
crazy.
insane.
not this year.
That's insane.
That's not in
He
fairness.
cannot play.
All right, this is pile-on mentality.
Okay,
Let's hear him out.
We got plenty more. Daniel Jones, inarguable this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inarguable.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert,
Yeah.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
This
Yep.
year.
Look at that smirk.
Oh, I hate him.
Brock Purdy is back.
No,
No,
he has not
no,
played this
no,
year.
not Brock.
What are you
not
talking
yet.
about?
Not yet.
back.
Oh,
You
Cheah, you got one more.
he
Then we
played
got
one
Sean
game.
Tucker.
That's not.
Oh,
Bo Nix.
No. I
Okay.
think Caleb Williams played better.
We'll draw the line at Bo Nix for now, and we'll revisit this in a little bit. Right now,
Fired up. He's
That's
got me
14.
fired up.
That's 14.
we got
No,
Tampa
you
Bay-
just said Bo Nix. Bo Nix is no, that's not. Bo Nix is not. You can't say yes.
Hold on, we're drawing the
Can't say Bo Nix is better than
drawing the
Caleb
line
Williams
at Bo
right
Nix.
this second.
We got Sean Tucker here on the Zoom, fresh off a very pleased performance. Sean, what's going on, brother? How we doing today?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Sorry you had to see that, Sean.
We're
all
having Caleb. So Dan thinks that Cheah suffers from Caleb Williams' derangement syndrome. We're having debates. Sean, let me ask you this. I'm just going to come out with it. So you're pretty infamous for tweeting about your individual performance after the game, right? And
Yep.
Sunday you played incredible. The team loses. Tweeting about being pleased is very at odds with kind of the general football mentality that we've been taught, right? Like, you're always supposed to just be like, no, the team lost, I don't care what I did. So what empowers you to do that? Like, what makes you feel good to get out there and be like, no, we lost, but I played well?
Ever since I started doing the tweets and reacting to how I played in the past games, that started back in high school, something that I've kept going since then, through high school, college, and even now. It's just something that I want to give to my fans, that everyone loves it. So, when I don't do it, they're always asking for it. It's just something I want to get out there, and give back to the fans on.
Have you ever had like a coach or anything get in your ear about it or like get upset about it?
No, never. No.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah, I love it, Sean. I loved it in Syracuse when you would give a recap of your performance, good or bad. I got a question, though, about Sunday's game, and this might sound like a crazy question, but is Tristan Wirfs faster than you? And I don't mean that as disrespect to you, but that was insane, some of those plays where he was down the field. Do you every now and then have the ball running down the field and you look over, almost like on the highway, seeing someone next to you, you're like, whoa, how are you here right now?
Yeah, on that play, he was my lead blocker. Tristan's definitely an amazing athlete. He's somebody that doesn't come around often. The way his size, speed, and his talent, the way he works at the game. It was funny on that play. Once we got towards like the outside, I don't know if he heard me, but I was trying to tell him to go because I was right on his behind, and then I just wanted to keep moving and get that block. And after that, I was able to just run.
I love it.
Damn,
love
that's
it.
pretty blocked by Wirfs. Let's go.
How cool was it on that play, specifically the 43-yard touchdown run, seeing Tristan Wirfs start celebrating as soon as he makes the block, knowing that you scored the touchdown? I'm sure you watched that back.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. All those guys on offense, my team in general, they're always excited and happy for each other whenever we get out there and showcase our abilities whenever we're able to score, and be able to help the team in any way we can.
The Bucs have had. I'm a Bucs fan, Sean, so I'm very excited to talk to you.
What gave it away, Sean? If you can see on the
I can see
here.
it.
But this year has been tough as far as injuries, especially on the offensive line. How big was it to get Luke Gedeke back 2 weeks ago?
It was definitely big. He's our starter. Having him in the lineup, definitely just gives our O-line an increase. Having him on the O-line and then his ability to be able to block and pass pro for Bake in the backfield. He's definitely a plus.
Jay, this is not a Buccaneers podcast.
No, he can do it. Let him go off.
Starting a line and a return.
I mean, he's one of the best right tackles in football.
Hell yeah. Okay, hit him again.
All right, I'll go with a little bit more broad question. So, Josh Grizzard, first-year offensive coordinator, taking over for Liam Cohen. How has that transition been? Similar playbook, similar offense, but how has that transition been from Cohen to Grizzard?
Transition hasn't been anything too major. We kind of had the same offense, just small things and different verbiage and details here and there. But overall, I feel like the guys have come along great, during training camp and OTAs and all of that, just to get the playbook down and being able to execute.
Sean, do you think Steven going quad Bucs is a little too much Bucs or no?
I feel like it's fine. That's exactly what we need.
How about this, Sean? One of the guys that, like, outside looking in seems just awesome has been Baker Mayfield. I don't know exactly what your quarterback kind of history has been like in your football playing career, but what's it like playing with a guy? And does he inspire kind of confidence in all the boys around him with how he plays?
He definitely inspires confidence. Just his mentality, the way he attacks the day at practice and in the games. Just seeing him locked in 24/7. Him always in the building early. And it's just easy for us to feed off of that. Seeing him in the games when he scrambles, making guys miss, being able to get out the pocket. It definitely just adds a layer of confidence to everyone else on offense.
Sean, are y'all at all worried about the Carolina Panthers here? Starting to creep up. Panther Mike Bryce Young, you got a couple games coming up late against them. The NFC South race is heating up.
Yeah, it definitely is. I wouldn't say we're worried. We're always just focused on what we can do, and we know that as a team, we can beat anybody we play. It's just something that we always want to go out there and show.
I got a little bit of a spicy question for you, Sean.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So a lot has been made of. It was asked a bunch in press conferences, Todd Bowles. 4th and 2. If you get to a distance that short, I know the ball's on like the 40-yard line or around there, and the decision is to punt. Is there any pushback from the offense to Coach Bowles, or is everybody just kind of run off the field and content to try and let the defense get the ball back?
We always, he's a head coach for a reason, I wouldn't say there's any pushback. We always are going to go with obviously what the coach says. But, as a player, of course, we will want to. We have no problem with it. We always think and believe that we can get however many yards we need to get so we can be able to move those chains. But, we always have faith and believe in our head coach.
All I also want to shine some light on the Bucs running back room because Sean Tucker started the season as running back 3. This is one of the best running back rooms in the year. Bucky Irving's been hurt. Rashad White is the best pass blocking running back in football, gets a lot of tough yards. Sean's the best between the tackles runner I think that we have. But talk to me about the running back room, Skip Pete, the running back coach, and kind of this room compared to other rooms in the league.
This room is definitely a tight-knit group. All of us in there, we all know that we can play. Every time we're in the game or on the sideline, we're always cheering on the next guy that's in there. Happy to see them get their yards and get their touchdowns and their shine. Whenever we rotate, we always just, chanting on each other. And we're a pretty close group in there.
Sean, what's it like in the locker room on like a college football Saturday, or not even on Saturday, but talking about the results? I mean, obviously Syracuse is Notre Dame this week. I'd be interested how you feel about that game. But like, is everybody constantly talking crap to one another, kind of getting bragging rights over one another? Are you going to battle with anybody this weekend? Are there any Irish alum on the team?
Yeah, we do have one, Benjamin Morrison. He's from Notre Dame. A lot of the guys in there, they always talk about the games coming up and, always, trying to bet on who win and who they have. Definitely brings a lot of, excitement around when college football comes on in the locker room.
Sean, thank you so much, man. Very pleased with this interview. Thank you for waking up with us, man. Best of luck the rest of the season. Kick ass. And, go Bucs, man.
Appreciate you. Go Bucs.
There he is, Sean Tucker. Cheah, was that everything you hoped for?
I mean, Sean Tucker's great. That guy needs to get more carries.
He's the man. He is the man.
He is our best between the tackles runner, even I think when Bucky's healthy.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out Sean for waking up with us. All right, when we get back, we do have Rico Bosco coming on for some college basketball talk. But I feel
Steven's list stinks.
I was gonna say we have to. Rico will understand. We have to close the loop on this Caleb Williams conversation. Look at
we might not have time for him.
looking like a vampire.
We might not have time for Rico. We might have to just push him to the next show.
Rico and Sean with the same background.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, it's a college hoops doubleheader on FS1 starting at 7 Eastern as 4th-ranked Arizona battles solo ball in number 3 UConn. Then 11th-ranked Alabama takes on number 8 Illinois, and it all tips off tomorrow on FS1. College hoops are back, and who better to talk to than our own Rico Bosco, the man who is as plugged into college basketball as anybody in the entire country. Rico, you're looking suave today, brother. What's up?
What's going on? Yeah, excited to be here as always.
And as always, thank you to Rico. He does a ton of behind-the-scenes work here on Wake Up Barstool as well. All right, Rico, so a lot of great basketball coming up. Starts with the Champions Classic tonight. Couple of games. You get a couple of ranked-on-ranked games. Michigan State against Kentucky, Kansas and Duke. Which game do you think is more interesting here?
So Kansas-Duke would have been, but you obviously lose the appeal with Peterson being out. I still kind of lean Kansas. I think that's a ton of points for Bill Self. This could be old takes exposed with that. I just think Kansas with 10.5, I think I saw that line up to. I kind of like Kansas catching those points. What's interesting is Izzo's been not great at the Champions Classic. He's 5-9. I would have thought it was worse. It just feels like, I'm sure there's one I'm forgetting, but it feels like they never get the big win at the Garden. But that's kind of his style. His teams in the beginning of the year, it usually starts in the beginning of the season, opening night. His teams get better as it goes. The Kentucky guys are obviously playing for draft picks and all those scouts and Madison Square Garden being there. Kentucky usually does better, but they're dealing with injuries, obviously, with Lowe and the kid Quintance. So I don't know. That's an interesting one as well. I think Izzo's team's in a good spot. I would lean with both dogs tonight. I would go with Michigan State and Kansas.
Rico, these early tournaments, I know you love them. I love them too. Madison Square Garden always hosts the Jimmy V Classic. What do you think about Jimmy V?
So Jimmy V has done a ton for cancer. Unbelievable. Great guy, a motivational speech. I've definitely quoted that as well.
He's done stuff for cancer?
Is there a butt?
Yeah. Is he on? Which side is he on?
He's for cancer research. He's against
Okay.
cancer. It's always gonna trap you. Nicky doesn't miss a spot.
Yeah.
To put me in there. He's against cancer. He does for cancer. He's for cancer research. He's for
Awareness,
cancer
yes. Awareness and research.
But yes, he did. It'd be remiss if I didn't mention he did get recruiting violations at Iona. Yes. He did.
Okay. Interesting. And you're a big fan of Alabama basketball. Has there been any snafus in Alabama basketball the last, 3 to 4 years?
Just one, but yeah.
He didn't think I would do this on TV, but I will do this on TV. We just got to keep it fresh.
Right.
No, seriously,
Yeah,
Illinois, Alabama, going to be a great game. You're going to be there.
Yep.
Illinois looks really good this year. Alabama, obviously coming off a big home loss to Purdue. Is Alabama tough enough to play in the Big Ten?
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, Illinois, you look at Illinois' front court and guards and stuff, they got more Europeans than Brighton Beach. It's unbelievable what they're rolling out
Great
there.
reference.
That was good.
So it's all over the place. The size we worry about with Alabama and the toughness. Yeah, Underwood's a good coach. Very, very worried about the size. And, it's a semi-road game, being the United Center, obviously. I don't think Bama's going to travel too well. But definitely worried about the size. The guard play's got to go. But you go look at it like, listen, Purdue, right there with Purdue, chance to tie the game. The best two players for Alabama did not play well. Reitzel and Philon just didn't play well. And they were right there to do it while getting out-rebounded by 6 million. So we'll see. I think Alabama's, this stretch, not afraid to play anybody. We're going to see, I think Gonzaga's a big test down the road. But yeah, it's very, very worried about Illinois' size, much like Purdue.
Rico, I also know that you enjoy the Big East. What's been the biggest thing that's jumped off the page here earlier in the season?
So I think the Big East stinks this year. I really do. We're talking about Georgetown being the third best team.
Marquette, bad start.
What?
Marquette doesn't look good early, too.
Marquette doesn't look good. I mean, the bottom of the Big East is really, really bad. DePaul, Seton Hall, love the coaching staff, but I don't think Butler's going to wow anybody. Sure, there's some others I'm forgetting. Marquette doesn't look great. Georgetown, whatever. Providence, whatever. Like, we'll see. Creighton with a bad loss. So St. John's and UConn are going to get fat off that schedule and a ton of wins. I just worry if it prepares them down the road. Now, Hurley's not afraid to play anybody. BYU, he's got another big test with Arizona. Arizona with a true road game at Gamble, which I'm sure their alumni will love. But yeah, Hurley's going to test everybody. The scary thing with UConn is I've had a kid message me for 3 or 4 years. He was interested in the recruiting. He was either a fan of this kid or he coached him or something. Braylon Mullins isn't even playing for UConn. He's like a 4 or 5 star. He's unbelievable. So UConn's scary, scary good, especially with Caravan and Ball. Obviously, they're deep, and Hurley. So it's UConn, it's St. John's, and it's maybe Georgetown, maybe Creighton, and then the rest of it is really, really weak. So it hurts me being with the Big East.
So, Rico, you just talked about how, somebody like Tom Izzo, his teams tend to get better as the year goes on. Of course, UConn bringing the championship pedigree along with a very strong roster. How do you answer a question? Like if I was to ask you, okay, Rico, who's the most complete team in the country right now? How do you answer that? Are you answering in the present tense? Are you thinking forward what they're going to be? How much stock do you put into these early games and these early big tournaments? Who kind of explain how you would answer who the most complete team in the country is?
I think you put a lot of stock in the games. Again, I was getting crucified last week when I said, people they thought I wanted to move the season or I didn't want the game. I just want more good games throughout the season, non-conference. Yeah. Most complete team, I would say, given their experience and the fact that they just have a stylistic play, would be Houston and Purdue. Just dogs. You know what you're getting every single night. I think Houston and Purdue right now are the most complete teams.
Rico, college football, which you don't really pay attention to. You're like 41% this year on Pick'em, picking games. But if you were to pay attention to it, you want to do a fun hypothetical because this is my favorite time of year. Rico does hypotheticals with teams getting into playoffs, not realizing that there's like 4 games left. This was, a couple weeks ago. 4 games left, everything will figure itself out. But let's talk about Texas because I do feel like people are now doing the Texas should be in with 3 losses if they beat Texas A&M at the end of the season. I do not agree with those people, but go ahead, state your opinion for Texas.
I've backed off of Texas a little bit. I don't know if there's room at the dinner table.
No.
Okay, so bad answer. I'll state the opinion for Texas, even though I don't
listen,
believe it.
if you listen, I do think wins and losses matter and common opponents matter. If they beat Texas A&M, it's a better win, and Oklahoma's turning into a better win than anybody Notre Dame would have. Now, USC can change that narrative if they beat Oregon. But I think Texas's resume, even with 3 losses, is damn close to Notre Dame's. That's where I'm at.
Here's the crazier question with Notre Dame. If you have 10-2 Miami against 10-2 Notre Dame, and Miami has the head-to-head, but Notre Dame's ranked the head right now, who should go? Who should go out of those two?
It should be Miami. It won't be, but it should be. The argument for Texas, which if you're a Texas fan, take this and go out and argue it everywhere. We don't want to have teams stop scheduling really good out-of-conference schedules. If Texas didn't schedule Ohio State, they would have 2 losses they could be in. So that's really, that's the difference. If Texas schedules nobody week 1, they could be in if they beat Texas A&M and have only 2 losses. So I think that's really what it is. It's we don't want to disincentivize teams scheduling out-of-conference really good games early in the year, really good games in September. So Texas should just get on a podium and be like, we did this for you guys, so you had a game to watch. Week 1 of college football, Fox Big Noon was there. It was a big celebration of college football. You don't want to stop those type of games.
Yeah, the other thing you could say, it was week 1, it was early, but has Ohio State played a 1-score game against anybody else?
No.
Remember?
No, it's not even close.
I know you don't take moral victories and losses, but Texas, it was game 1. Texas played them pretty close, and Ohio State's blowing the doors off of everybody. We'll see what they do with Michigan down the road. But
yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's even close right now. All right, real quick, back to college basketball. What about Cameron Boozer, man? Right now, there's some talk out there that he could maybe even be potentially better than Cooper Flagg. Do you think, is this hyperbole, or do you think this could be real?
No, I think it could be real. I mean, Flagg was unbelievable. I never know. The scouts are always looking at something different and intangibles and things like that. But Boozer jumps off the page. I mean, he's unbelievable. And if he stands out in an insane freshman class like this one in these head-to-heads, we'll see it tonight, obviously. It would have been nice if he was going against Peterson. But yeah, Boozer can be better than him, for sure. I mean, this is you're looking at the top 5 picks, 6 picks. You're going to walk away with something you like. If DeBanza falls to 2, Peterson falls to 3, something like that, these teams are going to walk away with a lot of that. But yeah, Dan, I know you're a big Feast guy. This is the big takeaway too, a hot take. The Maui, it's bad this year. I think the Maui, the tipping point was when they moved that championship game from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. I think that was the start that they started losing their edge. And obviously the players there are coming back. We gotta save the Maui. I want the Maui to be back.
I agree. Who's in the Maui this year?
So the Maui this year is Seton Hall, NC State, USC, Boise State, Wazoo, Chaminade, Arizona State, and Texas. So you're gonna get Hurley. You're gonna get some fun. You got Hurley losing his mind.
Yeah, I'll get excited about anything. It's college. It's Thanksgiving to me. Everyone's like, oh, it's family, it's food. No, it's me sitting in my basement losing bets and being testy with everyone. That's really what it is.
The American dream.
Everyone being like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing.
Chaminade lost.
Arizona State, goes 5 for 15 from the line. Nothing. I'm fine.
Yeah, no ranked teams in the Maui. It sucks. All right, Rico, thank you so much, man. We will talk to you again next week.
Great job, Rico.
Bosco.
Way to go, Bosco.
Our college basketball expert. Catch you on Pick 'em.
Roll Tide.
Oh, Kuros.
Don't
Rico.
do that.
We had such a good
41% on Pick'em this year.
Roll Tide.
Ratings are up. Dan.
They're actually not, but we'll do a.
Okay.
They aren't. They are. They're exactly
That
the
time
same
of
as
year.
they've been every year.
I think the spreadsheet would say differently.
Okay, we'll go through the spreadsheet. I want them to be up. I'm a rider. I'm trying to go for Rider of the Year.
I think human population's gone down though. So if it's the same numbers, that means it's
Higher percentage.
higher
true.
percentage people watching.
There we
By
go.
the way, I should get Rider of the Year credit for having, I could have easily said, no, I don't want him on Wake Up Barstool talk college basketball. I did want him on.
Okay, now.
I love having Rico on.
Let's reset. I believe we are at 14 quarterbacks. You tried to name who as your 15th quarterback?
No, you tried to name Bo Nix.
Tried
That's what I said, okay.
to name Bo Nix.
Okay, Bo Nix for 14.
13 agreed upon. Fair without Bo Nix.
Yes, 13.
Well,
agreed upon.
not fully.
Who you taking
I
out?
think there's been Caleb Williams has played better than Jordan Love at times this year.
Yeah, he pushed back.
We're talking
against
about
Love.
this year.
Okay, but it's kind of moving goalposts because you're not allowing Brock Purdy to be in it because he's played 3.
He has not played this
He hadn't played enough. He hadn't played enough.
He's played 3
Purdy
total
can't
games,
be
but
in.
like if you're taking a quarterback for who I want this week, I'm taking Brock Purdy over Caleb Williams.
Okay. But we're talking about this year.
Okay.
Jordan Love is number one in EPA right now.
In a year where we have
Jordan Love, every single time Jordan Love plays a game, the Packers can't move the ball. He throws a bunch of back foot floaters that get caught. And then some nerd goes online. He's like, he's actually the most efficient quarterback of all time.
I don't think that, but I think he's
is
better.
this Jordan Love
he's an
derangement
average
syndrome?
quarterback.
I don't know.
Jordan Love, 68% completion, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like, what are we arguing here? Like, Jordan Love is better than Caleb Williams. I don't think that's.
But hold on, but let's get back to it then. If Purdy and like Burrow are out, and Daniels out because of injury.
So if we're eliminating Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, if those 3 guys are eliminated, I think the guys up for contention would be Bo Nix, Jackson Dart, and C.J. Stroud. I think of those,
Williams has played better than all those this season.
I would agree. The only pushback I would give is in the game when Jackson Dart was healthy, he was the better player in that game.
Okay, one game. What are you talking
His numbers are better too.
But he's also.
But I would agree, and I would put Caleb Williams if
So you're talking about one single game? Caleb Williams also had a fourth quarter comeback. He played better in the fourth quarter than Jackson Dart had played the rest of the game. He went 95 yards and then 50 yards. You have Caleb Williams derangement syndrome.
Just put him in the 14 to 20.
Just you have derangement syndrome, buddy.
If we're disqualifying,
you can't give Caleb Williams credit for 2 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. That's insane.
I am saying if we're disqualifying those other better quarterbacks, then yes, he is the 14th best quarterback this year.
But you just said Jackson Dart was better when Caleb Williams had 2 game-winning drives in that game.
I'm giving you that one.
No, you aren't. You didn't.